Hello coders, welcome to Coders Cracker YouTube channel. Today, we learn about local storage that allows you to store key value pairs of data locally on the user's device. The data stored in local storage is persistent, meaning it remains available even if the user closes their browser or restarts their device. Local storage allows you to store data in the user's browser, which means that the data persists even after the user closes the browser or navigates away from the site. This is useful for storing user preferences, shopping cart items, or other data that you want to preserve between visits. To understand local storage with simple example, we create a To-Do app. Before working further, firstly we need know that why use local storage. In this example that is To-Do app, we want to ensure that the user's to-do list remained intact even after they closed the app or refreshed the page. This was important because losing the to-do items would defeat the purpose of using the app. That's when local storage came to the rescue. It provided a magical space within the web browser. Local storage is a feature provided by web browsers that allows web applications to store data locally on a user's device. It provides a simple key-value storage mechanism similar to a dictionary or an associative array. In the HTML file, JavaScript code can access and manipulate the local storage object using the local storage property. The data stored in local storage persists even when the user closes the browser or refreshes the page. In data transfer to web service, to transfer data from local storage to a web service, JavaScript code can retrieve the desired data from local storage. In web service to local storage, data from a web service can be fetched and stored in local storage. The web service can send the data in response to API requests made by the client-side JavaScript code. Now move on to create our To-Do app with using of local storage. Open your preferred code editor or file explorer. Create a new folder with a descriptive name for your To-Do app. Inside the To-Do app folder, create an HTML file named index.html, CSS file named style.css, and JavaScript file named script.js. Write basic HTML code for To-Do design. Some adding design layout in style.css file. To show design, we add link tag with CSS file name and ref attribute in HTML file. Implement the logic for displaying Todos dynamically on the web page. The code declares a constant variable and assigns it the value of the HTML element. This allows us to access and manipulate the element in the document using JavaScript. The task stored in local storage when the page is loaded. It retrieves the item with the key tasks from local storage using local storage.getItem. The retrieved data is then parsed from JSON format using json.parse. If no tasks are found, it assigns an empty array as the default value. Now, create the renderTaskList function responsible for rendering the list of tasks on the web page. It starts by clearing the existing content of the task list element. Then, for each task in the tasks array, it creates a new list item, li, element, along with a task text span, an edit button, and a delete button. Event listeners are added to the edit and delete buttons to handle corresponding actions. Finally, the created elements are appended to the task list element to display the tasks on the page. Create add task function for add a new task to the tasks array. It takes a text parameter as the task description. A new task object is created with a unique ID generated using date.now and the provided text. The task is then added to the tasks array using push. The updated tasks array is stored in local storage as a JSON string using local storage.setItem. Finally, the renderTaskList function is called to update the displayed task list on the page. Create editTask function for edit an existing task. It takes a task object as a parameter. A prompt dialog is displayed, allowing the user to enter a new task text. If a new text is provided and not cancelled, it updates the task object's text property. The updated tasks array is stored in local storage, and the task list is re-rendered on the page using the renderTaskList function. Create delete task function for delete an existing task. It takes a task object as a parameter. It finds the index of the task in the tasks array using findIndex method with a matching ID. If the task is found, index is not -1, it is removed from the tasks array using splice. The updated tasks array is stored in local storage, and the task list is re-rendered on the page using the renderTaskList function. Sets up an event listener for the click event on the Add Task button element. When the button is clicked, it prevents the default form submission behavior using event.preventDefault. It then retrieves the trim value of the new task input element and stores it in the text variable. If the text is not empty, the Add Task function is called with the text parameter to add a new task. Finally, the value of the new task input element is cleared by setting it to an empty string. Calls the renderTaskList function to render the initial list of tasks on the page. Sets up an event listener on the window object for the storage event. Whenever there is a change in the local storage, the callback function is triggered. Inside the callback function, it checks if the event.key is equal to tasks to ensure that it is the task status that has been modified. Now to add style for new create element using JavaScript. Hooray! We created that. Now run and show output. When we enter on input and then click on add button, it's stored in local storage names tasks with ID and text. When we click on delete button, it removed from both local storage and browser. When click edit, open prompt to enter new task text. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment to let me know your thoughts.